Three-time Super Bowl champ and two-time Cowboys Pro Bowler Darryl Johnston joins us and Hector Ledesma in the studio now. Who better than to talk Cowboys than with the Moose?
A two-time Pro Bowl selection, a three-time Super Bowl champion, an NFL broadcaster, the GM of a pro football team right here in San Antonio, but most importantly, maybe his most important title, a Syracuse University grad. Darryl Johnston, the Moose, it is so awesome to have you in studio.
Good to meet you.
Thanks so much for the time.
My pleasure.
All right, so first things, want to get your thoughts on this current group of Cowboys.
Yeah.
Who would have saw this coming? 4 weeks ago, they get their butts kicked against Tennessee. Here they are, 7-5, and in complete control of the NFC East.
Yeah, I don't remember the city of Dallas being as low as it was that Tuesday morning after the Tennessee game. And to think that here they are right now in control of their own destiny. Huge game against the Philadelphia Eagles this week that can really kind of put them on that path. But I think it's a great job by Jason Garrett and the entire staff of staying true to the process. And I know it drives people crazy when you hear the process, but that's what it was. You know, he doesn't waver. He believes in what he's been saying. And any coach or any manager or any business owner that changes his messaging in midstream, well, why were we thinking about it this way early on when this is what you really believe? And that's what you mean by staying true to the process, true to the process. You just keep doing what you can. What can we control? And that's what Jason did with his guys. And now they're put themselves in position, as you pointed out, here we are 4 games later, and it's the city of Dallas is just a buzz right now.
I know you're busy breaking down the games that you're assigned to Sunday in and Sunday out, but have you had a chance to kind of step back this last month, look at the Cowboys and see what the major difference is, what the reason for the turnaround might be?
Oh, I think there's a couple of reasons. I think the wide receiver position was one that came into this season with a lot of uncertainty to it. The guys really didn't know what their roles were. There was not a true number one. If you were going to let Michael Gallup be that guy, then let Michael Gallup be that guy. It doesn't work out, so you go trade for Amari Cooper. A lot of people felt the first-round draft pick was too much to give up, but obviously the impact that he's had on the team has been pretty impressive. And what it really did is it truly defined who the number one is. So now, Cole Beasley and Michael Gallup and all the other guys have kind of settled into what their role is going to be as wide receivers. And I think the other big change was letting Mark Colombo become the offensive line coach and moving on from Paul Alexander. Not to say that Paul's not a good coach. Paul's been in the NFL for over 20 years. It did not fit the style of play that this line has been used to doing for the last several years. So getting back to what they believe in, getting back to their style of play, I think that those are the two biggest things. Defensively, there was never really an issue. That is a good group. I saw them at minicamp in June. That is a very talented group, and they're playing at the level that I expected them to play at right now.
I could take the next half hour to talk about Moose and his playing days and the group that he played with, but in the essence of time, we're going to hopefully have you back.
Yeah,
and we can
absolutely.
do that later.
We're gonna hash some memories again.
Exactly. I would love to do that. But for now, let's talk about you now and the Commanders. Had the draft last week.
Yeah.
Season kicks off the week after the Super Bowl. Where are you now in terms of where you need to be going forward in terms of getting ready for that inaugural season?
Yeah, I actually just left a meeting with our staff and Bob Morris, our personnel guy, John Peterson here from San Antonio, personnel and operations, and we're putting together the final roster for minicamp next week here in San Antonio for 5 days. And then we'll adjust and we'll get down to our training camp roster. So we've got everything in place there. I know some people in San Antonio are disappointed that Trevor Knight is not a part of our organization right now. And I would like to say that they're going to be impressed with Dustin Vaughn, the young man that we protected in the first round. And listen, we had Dustin Vaughn number 1 and Trevor Knight number 2. And instead of focusing on what we could have had, I'd like to focus on what we do have. And I think Dustin is going to be a great leader of our team. Listen, I'm a huge Trevor Knight fan. The guy's charismatic. I get that. But, we had 5 quarterbacks from San Antonio that we had to pick from. And if everybody goes back and sees that, we took Dustin Vaughn, then Luis Perez went, then Trevor Knight went, and then Garrett Gilbert went. So 4 of the 5 guys from our allocation pool went in the end of the first round. So we had a ton of talent. That was our biggest thing. Make sure we get this right. Make sure we get this right, and we'll play this season, and we'll see if we did get it right. But a group of guys that the city of San Antonio will be proud of, and proud to be supportive of the Commanders.
Oh, we got a GM we can be proud of. Darryl Johnston, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it. Come back and see us.
You got it. Thanks.